my brothers, my sisters, and my ballers. Welcome back to another match day of What's Football Without Fans with your favorite social football analyst, Tsepiso Piti, aka Tepzoro. To the ballers passing by, I hope you like what you see because I surely like what I do. And make sure to join the returning ballers who continue to show me gang love and appreciation by liking, commenting, as well as to subscribe. Seeing that it's the El Clasico this weekend, it's one of the first weekends in a while in many seasons where we have an El Clasico that's a potential title decider with things still on the line in the race for the La Liga title. Obviously, Barcelona go into the weekend with a 9-point lead over Real Madrid and are at home for this El Clasico with it being played at the Camp Nou, although Barcelona hasn't gotten a win at the Camp Nou versus Real Madrid since 2018. So some things may be favoring Real Madrid, whilst others still favor Barcelona since they're the home team. It's a massive six-pointer. Let us see who will be taking the advantage into the international break, whether Barcelona will be 6 points ahead, still 9 points ahead, or even 12 points ahead. With this preview, it's been a long time since I've been excited for an El Clasico game in the second half of the season. Obviously, last season, the title was wrapped up. Real Madrid had I think 14 points gap, 15 points gap going into the El Clasico before Barcelona whipped them 4-0. The previous season, Atletico Madrid were title leaders with Barcelona nowhere to be seen in the title race. Season before, Real Madrid had almost run away with the title as well. But this season, things are up in the balance, Obviously, since the World Cup, Real Madrid has hit a few stumbling blocks in the league with the points gap being open wider. They stumbled against Villarreal, losing at El Madrigal, drew against Real Sociedad at home, also drew last weekend against Real Betis, But those are all tough opponents. Whilst Barcelona, on the other hand, have fared well, although, they stumbled recently after the loss against Man United. They dropped points against Almeida, which was surprising, and early on, just after the World Cup, they drew against Espanyol. This match really is a toss of the coin, One team is formidable defensively and is insane, with them only conceding 1 goal at home all season, 8 in all competitions. With that being said, Barcelona, Ter Stegen is arguably in the running for La Liga MVP this season, and it's not like he does save everything, but Barcelona concede chances. Just so happens in La Liga, these people don't know how to score, They don't know how to put chances away. Whereas in Europe, against all the big dogs that Barcelona have faced, they failed at each time. Against Inter Milan, they failed. Bayern, they failed. As well as against Man United on a Thursday night. So, if there's one team that you don't want to go behind against in La Liga, it's Barcelona. Because once they get that lead, they know how to defend it. I've never seen a team on a title charge winning 1-0 from January. Usually it happens from March deep in, but Barcelona has been 1-0ing their way, Whether it's Pedri, who has a late fitness test and could probably feature off the bench this weekend getting the goal, or it be Rafinha, who's hot and cold but producing stats. Barcelona has just shown they know how to get over the line, more so after the World Cup break. They beat Atletico Madrid away 1-0 through Ousmane Dembele. They're able to get a result this past weekend against Atletico Bilbao through Rafinha. They beat Real Betis 2-1. 2-0 if not 2-1. They beat Villarreal 2-1 if not 2-0. One of them was 2-0, the other one was 2-1. But all these results came away from home. So they've got a steady defense, a hard back line to break in terms of the opponents putting the chances away, not in actual fact of the opponents creating chances. But this weekend's a bit different because there's a man that's suspended this weekend who always, and I say always, has the Real Madrid winger on lock, in it being Ronaldo. No Ronaldo this weekend. Kusho Guti Vinny Jr. has a highway there on the left. I wouldn't know who I'd put in to contain him, because Sergio Roberto struggled at the Bernabeu earlier on in the season when Barcelona lost 3-1, and Koundé's strongest position is at centre back. It's a toss up there. One thing, Sergio Roberto offers more with the ball, but lacks in speed. Vinny Jr. is still faster than Koundé, but Koundé can do more at keeping up. Koundé is better defensively, but one-on-one, Vinny Jr. is an assassin, and we've seen how Koundé fails against assassins who take him on one-on-one. Just ask Angel Di Maria. He'll tell you. So, yeah, it's a tough choice that Xavi's going to have as to who probably partners Andres Christensen, who somehow has fit in like a glove at Barcelona. And, maybe Chelsea did undervalue him and sold him too soon, but he's just fit in well like a glove. It just depends who partners him between Koundé or even Eric Garcia. And then to see who goes out to the right, with it being Koundé or Sergio Roberto. Or Xavi Hernandez could pull off a surprise, just throw in Frankie de Jong into the back line. But I don't see that happening. Recent meetings, obviously, Barcelona has had the upper hand versus Real Madrid. They have a 1-goal lead into the second leg of the Copa del Rey, having beaten Real Madrid 1-0 at the Bernabeu, with Real Madrid not even producing a shot on target. And Barcelona also ramped to a convincing victory in Saudi Arabia for the Super Cup final, with them winning 3-1. So, off of this season, Real Madrid is playing catch-up in the title race, as well as against Barcelona head-to-head. Barcelona is going into this game on the upper hand. They've probably had more time to rest, seeing that Real Madrid had to play Liverpool midweek in the Champions League. But that's all normal. We're just still waiting to see who will Xavi deploy in his midfield. Will he choose to play with 3 midfielders, being it Gavi, De Jong, and Busquets, or add a 4th with Frank Kessie from the start, or maybe even Sergio Roberto with someone like Koundé at right back and Eric Garcia partnering Christensen? Honestly, Araujo missing is a massive loss for Barcelona. It's a massive loss, more so with them knowing who's on the left for Real Madrid. That assassin who was robbed FIFPro World 11 nomination, not even team selection, shortlist nomination. When Vinny Jr. comes for you, be away. Be careful. He's going to rip you apart. We could see a front line of Rafinha, Lewandowski, and Torres, or a 4th midfielder being added with only Rafinha and Lewandowski being recognized as the main attackers. It's all to play for Barcelona. In all honesty, if they win this game, La Liga's probably wrapped up, 12 points is a massive points gap, more so with a team that doesn't lose that many points, and nor do they concede many goals, which is shown by their defensive record, after 25-26 games. But with that being said, there's hope for Real Madrid, The past 2 league visits, Real Madrid has been victorious at the Camp Nou. They haven't lost since Julian Lopetegui's reign in 2018, and they come into the game with confidence, having passed Liverpool in the Champions League. Vinny Jr. is on form, Kroos is back fit, Benzema will hopefully start, and Camavinga is currently in his best spell at Real Madrid, starting every game since the World Cup and bringing a whole lot of energy and versatility, whether playing in defense from the left or as a holding midfielder or as one of the 8s, The performance he produced against Liverpool was sensational. Camavinga can do it all. Distribute from deep. He's a ball winner. He can destroy. He can carry the ball 30 yards and then play a piercing forward pass into the final third, or bring it through into the final third, create chances. He has a great shot on him. There's so much to say about Camavinga. It's insane. The young Rasta man, golden boy. In all honesty, with this game, I think I'd lean more to having Camavinga start. Only because after seeing what he did against Liverpool, he literally made Kroos and Modric play so well together in tandem. Like, Kroos and Modric are sensational. They're exceptional players, well experienced. They've been there. They're the old dogs in the Real Madrid side, But it had been long since seeing Kroos and Modric actually linking up that well together. And that's only possible through how the defensive midfielder brings them into the game, It was Kroos control against Liverpool at the Bernabeu first half. And then Modric stayed doing his thing, dancing past players, producing those outside foot passes, feeding it into the channels for Vinny to line up against Trent one-on-one, There's a lot of hope for Real Madrid going into this game. In all honesty, I think Ancelotti would continue with this momentum and start Camavinga as the holding mid over Tchouaméni. Even though it may seem like Camavinga may lack in physical presence, in all honesty, Barcelona doesn't have anyone physical from midfield to attack. Like Lewandowski is the number 9, and that's the presence. And obviously, Tchouaméni brings in physicality as well as energy and legs, but like Camavinga he adds more from a holding midfield perspective versus an opposition like Barcelona. The energy is there, which Tchouaméni also holds, but he's also a ball carrier. That factor is key for Real Madrid, having a ball carrier from deep. We all know somewhere, somehow, Busquets is going to take a yellow card. Frenkie de Jong already does the dirty work for Busquets when Balde goes overlapping and is not there to return. Frenkie de Jong fills in his position. So already having Modric being able to free roam in the midfield, Camavinga is just another added body to be able to drive through the midfield with the ball, which is the reason why I'd start him over Tchouaméni. But Tchouaméni is still a great option to have. I haven't even spoken about the weaponry that Valverde brings off the right, whether as the right winger or deployed possibly as a right winger. As a right back, depending on how much Alejandro Balde attacks down the left, with Carvajal lacking in legs and being defeated on and on and on and on and on and on in one-on-one situations, you might think of starting Valverde over Carvajal and actually deploy Rodrigo in attack. But then again, that's all for Ancelotti to decide on. The key matter is having Benzema start and being fit, and Vinny Jr. ripping apart whoever's on the right. For Madrid to win, Vinny Jr. has to be on song. The midfield has to be combative against Barcelona's energy, and Big Ben's up top producing. Because the back line will be troubled. It was for everyone to see Real Madrid's back line being troubled in the El Clasico Super Cup final, when they lost 3-1 in Saudi Arabia. The backline there was just not in it. The midfield lacked energy in that game. And you know how Real Madrid counters Barcelona. As long as you can compete with them in energy and then produce, you can easily get the upper hand. It's a worry having Militao and Rudiger as the centre-back partnership, although they've built some sort of telepathy recently. Rafinha versus Nacho may be a great battle, provided that Alaba is still out, or he could actually return this weekend, but it's most likely Nacho will start at left back. We'll see how much Rafinha can cook against Nacho. He's been Barcelona's main goal threat probably since the World Cup, with Lewandowski not really firing on all cylinders in terms of goal scoring and Pedri missing in action, as well as Dembele being injured. El Clasico really is back, There's excitement for this game. The title is up for grabs for both teams. And whoever wins this game will gain a huge psychological advantage in the title race for La Liga. Whether it's Barcelona, which will inevitably probably wrap up La Liga, or Real Madrid, which could be a huge bounce coming in after the international break. It's all to play for at the Camp Nou. I'm excited. I don't know who's going to win. If anything, The one team who you don't want to concede first against is Barcelona. But if there's one team that knows how to come back from behind and win, it's Real Madrid. So Barcelona scoring first doesn't really matter. More so in El Clasico against a team as formidable as Real Madrid with the form that they're currently in. Let's see which Galacticos will become stars this weekend, or will the Blaugrana of Barcelona triumph over their arch nemesis, who I continue to repeat, which is why things hang in the balance and is an added advantage for Real Madrid, having not beaten Real Madrid at the Camp Nou in La Liga since 2018. That's a lot of time. There's been games. The past 2 visits from Real Madrid to the Camp Nou have produced Real Madrid victories. It could easily still go that way this Sunday at Camp Nou. But let's wait and see how Xavi's Chargers go up against the White Army of Ancelotti. And with that being said, my ballers, I hope y'all enjoyed this match day. More to come during the international break. Let's see who will be celebrating with the El Clasico victory, or will it be a stalemate? Continue to like, comment, share, as well as to subscribe. And until next time, my ballers, live long.